Today's video is going to be one of the biggest, most important videos I've made in a long time. I'm going to set the stage for the future of society. We have to look at Gen Z, the case study generation of everything that's wrong with modernity, technology, advancement. This is going to be a very insightful video, a very deep understanding of where society is heading and why Gen Z is the way it is. Some of it is our fault, most definitely, and some of it is some outside factors that no other generation has had to deal with. And I'm not here to really defend either side. I'm just here to tell the truth on the situation. Me being an older Gen Z myself, one of the few wise ones amongst us, let me give you guys some insights because we're the generation that was brought up with technology, brought up with cell phones. Gen X, they received it in their adulthood. Millennials, they received it in their teenage years. Gen Z is the first generation where we grew up years under 10 years old with technology, playing video games. And don't get it twisted. I know there are video games and all kinds of stuff in other generations as well, but we were brought up in this. That's no excuse, but we got to set the framework for what's going on. So let's go to the root of it, the childhood problems. A lot of us come from broken families. Now, who initiated these broken families? These feminist Gen X women. Either they broke the family up, child alienated the father away from us, so you were raised with a single mother. So that's one of the reasons why we struggle with dating, because we have attachment issues, abandonment issues that stem from broken households. Also, we weren't really supervised well by our parents because our parents don't really understand technology like that. They don't understand the phone. They're asking us for advice on how to use social media, Snapchat, how to get their LinkedIn going, their Facebook going, because they don't know. Matter of fact, if we're being honest, most of the Gen X content creators, their subscriber limit would be skyrocket right now if most of the Gen X people were hip to technology, but they're not, which is sad for them because they're missing out on money right now. But since we weren't supervised well by our parents and they don't understand tech or they just aren't there, now we understand why people are X-rated video addicts. People are raised by the phone, all the negative popular culture. You know, these media companies and the music and all this stuff, they've gotten well at using propaganda and showing it to you on the phone. So you're gonna get, since you're not getting raised by your parents, you're gonna get raised by the phone, which includes negative popular culture standards. So you think Sexy Red is normal. You think banging 304s is normal. Different negative cultural stereotypes. Okay, then you got wokeness, all this stuff in the media. So apparently, so that's why all this wokeness is in this generation, is because they were raised by the phone. And either the parents didn't understand how to supervise it. Some Gen X people, the Gen X people that are tech savvy, they stopped their child from getting all this negative stuff. But if they didn't, it makes sense as to why these issues are happening. No supervision, don't know how to use the phone. Of course, you're going to be, all these different kinds of addicts, wokeness, all this stuff. Also, the entitlement that we receive, this is an interesting one. The entitlement stems from our parents, our Gen X parents, having such a rough childhood because their childhood was so rough by the baby boomer generation. They overcompensated and gave us everything that we wanted, which is why one of the reasons why Gen Z is so entitled and pathetic. Let's just be honest here. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the lucky few Gen Zs that was raised with a strong family and, had strong values to believe in and manners and respect imputed into me. But I can't say that for everybody in this generation. And you guys see that. So here's the next thing that's changed everything. This is important. Social media has changed the entire social ecosystem of how we communicate. See, the Gen X and all that stuff, they still had to go outside and talk. The older millennials, they still had to go outside and talk to women. They still had to go outside and get job applications and converse and talk to people. With social media, you have LinkedIn, you have resume, you can just press a button, send it, and it can be gone. If you have, I was in modeling for a little bit, and all these people, all these different companies, and depending on what industry you're in, they look at your social media following, and they judge you on whether they're going to, offer you the job or not based on your following, your social media credit score. So social media status is a big thing. This is where we first see the big thing of social status. Now, the millennials, they had all this stuff too. They're the ones that were hooking up, and that, dropped down to us too, even though it's hooking up, but it's kind of changing and shifting a certain way. It's not all exactly hooking up, but don't get it twisted. There's still a lot of hooking up in this generation. Do not get it twisted. We'll get into that in just a second. But social media has changed up the social interaction of how we talk to people and interact with people. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, if you don't have a certain amount of followers and you meet a new woman, or you get, you're trying to get a certain job, they're not going to give you that job. You're going to get rejected by that woman, especially if she's a decent looking woman, because she's going to be, all she has to do is take pictures of her cleavage or her behind, and she has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 followers, getting DM'd from all kinds of athletes. So it's changed the way we view relationships. It's changed the way we view friendships and the way we receive information. Some of this good, a lot of it is bad though. And so let's look how it changed relationships. So you got dating apps. Nobody wants to go up and cold approach anymore. Why? Because you have dating apps. You can just swipe left or swipe right. And granted, if you have a good following on social media, Instagram, X, YouTube, whatever the hell, you can just do direct messenger. That social media platform that you have a good following on, that is your dating app, and you'll get DMs from it. Then you got all these secluded, deceptive, meant for hiding different interactions, WhatsApp and Snapchat and all that stuff. So that's some of the things as to why cheating is so prevalent in this generation, is because we have so many ways to cheat, different ways to cheat on different platforms. That's why that's so high in this generation. One of the reasons why it's so high. Plus you got, these women are, this is a lot of hookup generation, hippie generation, all this kind of stuff is being passed down to this generation as well. So it's a lot of different things that are going on. And so you got, guys, if you go through your woman's phone, you're gonna find some stuff that you don't want to see. And I'm not saying that she's doing anything nefarious, but if you guys just go through or just created a fake woman's profile on Instagram or on dating apps, you'll see some crazy stuff. So, but also with social media, since there's no real life interaction, no real true community, everything's online and dependent upon your status online, and everybody's socially awkward. This is why this generation is so lonely. They don't really know how to effectively maintain a relationship or a friendship in real life. They're constantly comparing and contrasting themselves with the top 10% of social media influencers. But when you go outside, those people, you don't see any of those people outside. And so that's one of the reasons why this generation is so lonely. All this social media, the phone, all of it. is playing a huge factor, guys. And all of this is playing a part into why Gen Z is the way it is. And plus, lastly, tech is just moving so fast. It's changing everything so fast, guys. This is why it makes people lazy. This is not just a Gen Z thing. It's just a generational human thing now. Why go out and get groceries when you can go get, Instacart, DoorDash, pick up your food? You don't need to do anything, guys. You can get your masturbation off on the phone, right? So that makes every social interaction that you would have 50 years ago non-existent. So, and then you got, tech is changing the job market, so you don't have any sustainable careers. This is why you can't work a job for 20, 30 years, is because technology is moving so fast that AI will eventually take the job, or you'll get laid off, or they'll come up with another efficient way to do it. And so you're gonna always have to be changing jobs to keep up with inflation or whatever. We're gonna get laid off a lot. So the stability in the job market really isn't stable anymore. So we're the guinea pig generation of everything that's wrong with modernity, everything that's wrong with this highly technological society, and we're seeing the side effects of it. And if we don't correct it, this is what the rest of the generations after us are going to be. And so, hopefully I painted a picture clear enough for you guys to understand and get. And I'm not here to make any excuses for anybody. I'm just here to tell the truth. This is what it is. And I'm sure you guys can add in some extra talking points as well. So, but that's my video. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. You guys don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. If you guys want to donate to the channel, all the ways you can, are in the description below. Be more than welcome to hit the super chat, the super thanks, the super sticker. I highly appreciate it for whatever it's worth to you. You guys have a good day, good week, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.